Hi, I'm Diane Kochilas. I am a Greek-American chef and cookbook author. I'm also the owner of the Glorious Greek Kitchen Cooking School on a very beautiful island in the Eastern Aegean called Ikaria. And I'm going to make a tomato and feta cheese soup today using one of the most important, absolutely necessary Greek ingredients, extra virgin Greek olive oil. This particular olive oil is one of my favorites. It comes from the island of Crete, which is where the Mediterranean diet began. And this is one of the healthiest soups you can eat. So let me just show you what's in it. Of course, extra virgin Greek olive oil. Of course, I have my beautiful fresh tomatoes, very ripe but also firm. I put a little bit of bulgur wheat into the soup just to give it some body and make it a little bit more filling, but it's also very healthy. Greek feta, of course. An onion. In the Greek kitchen, we almost always use red onions. A little bit of salt and pepper, some fresh oregano, and as I mentioned earlier, my extra virgin Greek olive oil. I'm going to use some of it to saute the onions in, and some of it at the end, raw, just to drizzle into the soup for some really wonderful flavor and that extra health benefit. The first thing I'm going to do is chop my onion, and we almost always use red onions in the Greek kitchen. They're a little bit more flavorful, a little bit more pungent, and we love our food to be robust. So we almost always use red onions in the Greek kitchen. They're a little bit more flavorful, a little bit more robust, and we like our food to be very vibrant, strong flavors, good flavors. So I'm going to get a bit of a finer chop on that. Oh, those are pungent, those red onions. My eyes are starting to tear. So our next ingredient are the tomatoes, the main ingredient in this soup, right? So you can see I've got really beautiful ripe tomatoes here. So I'm going to show you a tip that every Greek home cook learns from her grandmother. You want the grater, stand-up grater on the coarse side, on the side with the biggest holes. The seeds are okay. You can strain it out if you're really obsessed about not having seeds in your tomatoes, but we don't really seem to care about that too much for this particular recipe. And then what you end up with at the end, and this is what really seems like magic, especially when you do it for the first time, is a perfectly juiced tomato. What you end up with is the skin, opened up like a big butterfly. It's the easiest way to peel a tomato. Forget about boiling them and scoring them, whatever. This is super easy and super fast. The first thing I'm going to do is saute my onion. We want to get it nice and soft, not too much color. And I always cook with extra virgin Greek olive oil, but there are different qualities of extra virgin Greek olive oil. They're all very good. I'm using my extra virgin Greek olive oil from Kolimbari, that's Terra Creta, to saute with, and I'm going to use the super special estate bottling at the end. And I'm just going to get that in there, sauteing up a bit. I want to get them soft. We don't want color on the onion. We don't want to caramelize them for this dish. We just really want them to blend in with the tomato as we cook the soup. I'm going to add my tomatoes in a few minutes, and then a bit of water. You can also add stock. If you're a vegetarian, you can add vegetable stock. You can also add chicken stock. This tomato feta cheese soup is a wonderful soup in every season. It's great in the summer when you get those delicious, fresh, really ripe but firm tomatoes. It's also great in the wintertime. It's harder to get fresh tomatoes that are really flavorful in the winter, but you can always use very good quality canned. The bulgur gives the soup, sort of a heartiness and really substantial aspect to it. You can almost have it as a main course. In the summertime, you can have it chilled, and in the wintertime, you can have it hot. So it's a soup for all seasons. So here we go. I'm getting my tomatoes right into the pot as those onions cook, and I am going to add a little bit of water. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also add a bit of stock. A bit of salt goes in here. You might need to add a little touch of sugar or just maybe a touch of honey if you want to be a little bit healthier. I'm going to add a little bit of water, and I'm actually just going to toss in my oregano whole like that, a few sprigs, and that will impart some wonderful flavor. A little bit of pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of bulgur wheat to that. This is a coarse bulgur. You can find both coarse and fine bulgur in the market, and I like to use the coarse because I like the soup to be a little bit hearty and filling. In the Greek kitchen, we eat vegetables as main courses. So this would be a main course vegetable dish in my kitchen. I add just a touch of lemon juice to this. Greeks add lemon almost to everything they cook. As I mentioned, I always use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil raw in this soup, just on top as a drizzle. It adds that really wonderful flavor. My feta cheese, of course. You can garnish it with a little bit of lemon if you want, a sprig of oregano, and just a touch more of pepper. And there you have it, this wonderful tomato feta cheese soup. This tomato and feta cheese soup is something you can make both in the wintertime, either with good tomatoes if you can find them, or with canned tomatoes, and serve it hot, or in the summertime and serve it chilled or hot if you want it that way. Very healthy, very hearty, indulgent food that's also really good for you. That is Greek cuisine. And I'm Diane Kochilas. Enjoy.